Hey everyone, welcome to Soul Embers. I hope you all had an awesome New Year's Eve and you're feeling really positive and hopeful about 2023, because I feel there's going to be a massive shift in the way we do things in this year. I feel we'll be investing our energy and experience in areas and with people which really bring the value to our lives. I feel we'll be taking responsibility for what we can control and finally letting go of all that enabling behavior that, really holds us back. I also feel that part of that will be letting go of the resistance, or becoming more mindful of the resistance that we feel and releasing that, surrendering that, so things can unfold a little bit more organically. All in all, 2023 is a year that brings more balance and inner harmony. So my question to you is, what do you need to leave in the year that's gone so you can receive and embrace the blessings in this year? Some of you may know what it is that you need to let go of. Others of you may not. Either way, that's what today's reading is all about, and hopefully it will offer some, direction, clarity, or maybe it will just confirm an approach you've already set in motion, which essentially adds more fuel to your confidence, right? So at the end of each year, I take some time to decompress and reflect, and I usually go away for this because if I stay home, I end up working. And this year I chose the most amazing and sacred location to take this journey. And I really wanted to share some of my experience, but most importantly, the outcome, because I just hope that perhaps it'll resonate with some of you, or some of you can relate, and it will give you some clarity or some hope about what the year ahead brings. So if you'd like to go ahead and skip straight to the reading, I would do that right about now though, okay? So as mentioned, I took about a week off and I chose to visit a warm, a laid back and spiritual destination, which is pretty standard for me and right up my alley. And as I started to drop into the moment, all the to-do lists were set aside and I started to reflect on the year that's been, I was simply overcome by exhaustion. Like, it weakened me at the knees, and it made me realize that I, like so many others, had a really tough year. And so as I usually do, I honored the exhaustion. I let it work its way through me. I listened to it, and this is what exhaustion had to say. Despite the challenges I faced, I still persevered. I showed up every day for myself, for my clients, for my daughter, for my family, for my friends. I learned a few hard lessons and I lost quite a few people along the way this year as well. So once I was reminded of all this, I wanted to understand the reason behind this feeling of exhaustion and the purpose exhaustion needed to serve. And this is what I found. The reason I felt exhausted is because I care about my standards and respect the standards of others, that I'm outgrowing and growing all the time. It's a reminder that I'm human, I'm alive, expanding every day. And these feelings are a vital part of achievement and acknowledgement. So as we enter the new year, my wish for you is to lean into what you perceive to be challenging emotions, connect with them, let them share their story with you. Remember that they are vital to your existence and growth. Thank them for fighting your battles. And then once done, remember to release them, once you understand their purpose, so you can take a breather. And trust in your tribe to support and inspire you to rise above them when you feel overwhelmed by them. Just as your support, my YouTube family, my tribe, inspire me to persist despite the challenges and not in spite of them. And so with all that said, I want to take a moment to properly thank you so very much for being a piece of my journey. Connecting with you guys inspires me to walk my talk, to further expand and educate myself, to question my methods and my motives. You inspire me to be the best version of myself because I want to continue to be of service to you. This is my purpose as I'm guided to. And that, my friends, is what great relationships are made of. So here is to a fabulous 2023 for all of us. All right, Cancer, let's have a look and see what energies are that you need to be aware of that might hold you back or might cause you to self-sabotage in 2023. What do you need to surrender so that you can receive your blessings? And did you just see that pop out, guys? Surrender your fear of intimacy. Wow. I am going to draw one more card out. I'm just mindful that this is a general reading, and that, you know, hopefully one of the two messages or both of them will resonate with your situation. Let's have a look and see. Okay. Surrender your fear of intimacy. You're ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Oh my goodness, my beautiful Cancers. So, you know, you are, I mean, Cancer is all about making deep emotional connections. Cancer is all about connections of heart to heart. Above everything else, Cancer is about compassion, understanding. Cancer is about really leaning into that romance and, you know, love. You are at your best when you are in love, when you are loved, when your feelings are reciprocated. Cancer, you have so much love to give. And I feel that disappointments have caused you to, you know, put on that protective shell, right? Put on that protective shell and retreat. Well, it's time to break free from that shell in 2023 so that you can make that deep emotional connection with someone that you may already, you know, be with, or perhaps meet somebody that you and align with them, because you could meet them but you may not align with them, and you may miss the opportunity to have something amazing because of this protective outer layer. So you are ready to let love in, compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Now, some of you, you know, and this is one of those things where you're torn, you know. It might be one of those things where you are trying to call in a deep emotional connection, yet when you are with somebody, you feel yourself shutting down. Perhaps when conversations arise that could have a promise of having those deep and meaningful discussions that bring you together, you completely bypass them, and you don't realize that you've done that until it's either brought to your attention or in retrospect, where you think back and you think, gee, I could have said this, and this, but I didn't. Why didn't I think of it? Well, that is your protective layer. So compassionately identify what they are, what's causing this, and then start to release and work through those. And the way you'll know that you're releasing and working through them is because you will feel uncomfortable having certain discussions. You will feel uncomfortable by certain levels of closeness. You may feel like, look back, you may be in one of those situations where you can feel hot and heavy with someone for about 2 months, let's say, and there is a point where you start to shift your energy and you start to look at all the things that are wrong with the situation, wrong with that person, and kind of drift away. Is there a particular timeline there? These are all signs that are telling you, well, maybe that's the point where you really need to just work through that time frame and see what comes up on the other end. Now, the other card I got is surrender the idea you can fix someone. Wow, okay. Now, each card may resonate with different groups separately. However, both of them may tie in together for you and resonate together. I'll read them as these as an extension of each other though. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. So what I'm getting here, guys, is that, you know, like I said, maybe you reach a point, different stage in dating at around the same time where you think it's time to pull the plug because of all the things that you can see that are not working within that situation, or that you feel this person wouldn't align with you. Spirit is calling for you to kind of try and work through that, and rather than focus on what needs to be fixed in 2023, focus on the goodness that they bring. Continuously focus on the positive aspects that they bring to your life. And what you'll do is you'll automatically put yourself in the vibration of receiving and start to crack open that shell. Now, definitely, perhaps things don't work out. Perhaps there are, the dynamics are completely off. But by focusing on all the things that do work, allows for things to unfold more organically, to unfold more organically, I guess, because things will you will still have that process of drifting away or things coming to a natural end as they have, but your vibration will be different. Your mindset will be different. And what you'll be attracting is your ability to, open your heart, to release those patterns, okay? Now, some of you might be in a situation with someone where the relationship needs to shift. And as a result of what has transpired, you may have shut yourself off intimately from further deepening this connection. Emotionally, it could be physically as well. It could be both, right? So really just taking responsibility for what's yours and allowing the other person to show you who they really are without trying to bring this back together will let things, again, I feel that the message, letting people show you who they are so things can unfold naturally, is key for 2023. So let's draw out a card, Cancer, a message from Spirit, some divine guidance for you. This deck is called Divine Guidance, actually, and the artwork on these, it's fractal art. Very interesting. Fractal art has an impact on our energy. It's a very interesting concept. I absolutely love the idea of how the artists or the creators of these cards how these cards came to be. So if you're interested, look at what fractal art is. Okay, so what message do you have for Cancer? Ooh, honey, that's what I'm getting. Honey, you attract more bees with honey, okay? It looks like thick honey to me, you know, it looks like the honey is about to drop. And I feel that, you know, again, there's two very opposing energies with you here, Cancer. You're highly attractive to others. There is something about you that just, you know, brings people, draws people in. And I think it is your ability to be open, honest, and vulnerable about the way you feel in a world where nobody brings their true self forward. There's always a representative, right? And I'm just getting that it's almost like they know that there's so much sweetness here. They know, like it's like a bee going to a flower knowing that they can get the nectar, right? But they can't actually reach it. That's what it feels like. So we've got the number 12, and the number 12 might mean something to you specifically. It might be a special number. If not, I would suggest that you look up what the spiritual meaning of the number 12 is. There might be a message within that meaning that resonates with you, that really hits home, and you can call on that message or remember it at times where you are feeling the resistance as you are trying to release and break any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. But let's read the definition from the book and see what it has to say. Happiness, a universal energy, is moving through your life and your inner being right now. While this energy sets all matters of the physical world into proper order, it also serves to bring a deeper, more profound feeling of contentment and inner happiness. Be conscious of whether or not you are opening to allowing this energy to flow. There is a lot of good coming your way, especially happiness. Also note the golden ripples that emanate outwards. This shows, can you see that? Yes. Let me hold it up a bit closer. Also note the golden ripples that emanate outwards. This shows that your energy shift will have a positive and uplifting effect on others as well. So guys, this ties in the message beautifully. I'm going to hold this up for you. Feel free, if this reading resonates, to take a screenshot and just meditate on the energy of this message. Really lean into what thoughts and feelings come up as you meditate on the energy of the meaning in the card, and perhaps see where that takes you. See if through this process you are able to identify those patterns that we're talking about. Just know that the message is so loud and clear here. Happiness is here for the taking for you. What you're looking for, Cancer, it's here. It's ready for you to receive it. Be conscious of whether or not you are opening to allowing this energy to flow. There is a lot of good coming your way. And the way you can be conscious of doing that is by surrendering your fear of intimacy and surrendering to the idea that you can fix something, right? Okay guys, I hope you found that helpful. Have a fantastic week and I will see you for your next lot of readings. Bye.